see you.
Too long. It's
Too
just
long.
been too long, buddy.
And you absolutely look gorgeous.
Oh,
And
thank you.
being a grandma is definitely agreeing with you. So tell us about being a grandma. Is it what everybody says it is?
And more.
Oh,
It's just, I'm telling you, when he looks at me and goes, your heart just,
what does he call you?
he's not talking that much yet. But we call me grandma,
Okay.
and I like it. I
Yeah.
like it. Uh, we called my mom Nana, and I have no idea where that came from because both my grandmothers were grandma, Grandma Val,
Mine,
Grandma Nikki.
mine too.
Yeah, so I'm very happy being grandma.
And they live close?
5 minutes.
I love that. I
She
love that.
walks him over and they come in and we visit and I go over there and take him for walks and yeah, it's a beautiful time in my life.
Oh, that's so gorgeous. I love babies smell like nothing else in the world, right?
Yeah,
Babies' cheeks.
both ways.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, the other day when I was over there and he turned around and looked at me and went, and I went, "Did you just poo?" And he got this great smile on it. Woo! I'm telling you, he was making a statement with that one. So I handed him to Gabrielle and she took care of it.
It's good when being a grandparent means you don't have to do that.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it. He just is at that age where he doesn't want to lay down anymore, to be changed.
Because now he can walk. Is he
Oh yeah.
walking?
Oh, he's
Oh,
walking everywhere and climbing everything. We found him halfway up my stepdaughter or my step granddaughter's ladder in her room.
yikes.
So anyway, it's
Yeah, baby proofing is also like a whole
yeah,
job.
we're into that. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, it definitely agrees with you. You look fabulous. And as we were saying right before we came on the air, you are working I nobody I know is working right now. Everybody is saying how the business is slow,
Really?
nothing's happening.
Well,
Yeah.
I have no belief in that, you see. I have no belief. I don't have any belief that older women don't work in the
Love
business.
it.
I just say, look, this is how much I'm making this year, and I'm doing it in projects that I absolutely love, with people that I love, and in my healing work. And that's just the way it is. Bring it on, universe. And
Okay, now when the last time we talked, you said you had a limiting belief about money. At the time,
uh-huh.
you said I have not been able to make $1 million a year. And the channel said, no, that's not going to happen for you. That wasn't something that was in your cards.
God, I don't even remember that. First of all, that's BS that it's not in the cards. There's no fate. There's no, things planned out for us. Uh,
Well,
really?
it was your limiting belief, not that it was
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
But I want everybody to understand it's as you believe, that's the life you're going to live. It's about your belief system. And nobody plans it out for you. I work with so many people that I'll say, well, what do you want? Well, I'm waiting for the guides to tell me. Well, let me tell you, if you're waiting for the guides, the angels, or God, you're going to be waiting your entire lifetime because you are here to practice free will.
Mm.
And until you clearly state what you want, believe it's possible, and feel a lot of love around it, it ain't going to happen. When you do those three simple things, you watch the miracles pop in.
Okay,
It's
so let's state
crazy
it
to watch.
clearly, because I've been following your direction. Literally, it's over a decade actually. I think I met you about 14 years ago.
Yeah,
And
probably.
I have literally followed your direction But as I said, I get lazy. When things get good, I'm not as good about doing it, but I'm really good when things are not so good. But okay, so let's talk about self-creation and a daily practice that people can follow, a simple daily practice people can follow to manifest in their life, to
Okay.
create in their life what they want.
You get up every day and go, okay, what do I want? I want a great part in a movie that pays me really well, and you want to know what really well means to you, with wonderful people and great working conditions.
So but the more specific you are, the better it is. Is that
To
so?
a point, yes,
To a point.
not how you're going to do it, but what you want. Okay.
Hmm.
And then you go, okay, that's what I want. So I am creating that. And I teach everybody to find their love place, which is so simple. Whatever makes you smile and opens your heart, the minute you think of it, that's your love place. So I go to my doggy, I go to my grandson, I go to Hawaii. So everybody take a minute and find your love place. Now go to your heart center, close your eyes, and just wallow around in that love. That's what getting everything you want feels like. And that's your job. This is what I want. And most people can't tell me what they want, Vicki. They can tell me what they don't want. But your brain thinks in pictures. So if you keep saying, I don't want the disease, I don't want to have to worry about money, I don't want that asshole to mistreat me anymore, your brain thinks in pictures and it sees those things happening to you.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, the other important thing that people need to know is a child's brain is locked in between conception and 8 years old. So whatever you were taught verbally or whatever was modeled to you from conception to 8, your brain says that's the way the world works.
Oh, this is very bad because I was taught very bad things,
Most of us were taught very limiting things.
very limiting things.
Yeah. And so the more you can become aware, and it's very easy. You sit down and you write down money. This is all the stuff I was taught about money. These are all my beliefs about money. And you'll see, like one of my big ones was what my grandmother taught me. They're the rich people. We're the good people.
Ooh.
So when I did ET and started making all that money,
Hmm.
I shut down
Mm.
and I pulled back and I went, Deanna, what? You're getting everything you want. And then I heard that and I went, oh, I'm one of them. Grandma wouldn't love me. God won't love me. And I said, that's not a belief I want. I understand why grandma had that belief because her mom had that belief. And that's what they mean about sins of the fathers passed down and passed down. We keep passing down our belief systems and they're not ours.
So
Choose.
how did you turn your limiting belief around?
I said, well, that's not what I want. I want to know that the more money I make, the happier I am, and the more I get to share with my family, the more I get to help the animals I love, give to Save the Children, I give to St. Jude's. My money does what my consciousness tells it to do.
Mhm.
Sometimes when I go out and talk, I'll take this big wad of money and I'll throw it in the middle of the floor and I'll go, all right, you guys, watch it. Watch it for the next 2 hours. Watch all the bad shit it does. And everybody starts laughing. But subconsciously, we're taught God doesn't love you if you're not humble. God doesn't love you if you have too much. Other people judge you, like my grandmother. I'm judging you because you're the rich people. I'm the good people. And it's just all BS, guys. But we have to, first of all, love our parents and grandparents for teaching us what we don't want, because after all, we pick the families that we're born into,
Wow.
usually to learn what
Mm.
we don't want. So at this time in our
To learn what we don't
yeah,
want.
so at this time in our life, we can go, oh, thanks, guys. Now I really am clear about what I want, and I'm going to create that.
And so were you able to flip that? Was that something you could do instantly? Did it take time?
I can do it instantly now. I was learning about all this back then. And yes, when I realized that about 6 or 7 months in after ET came out, and I started working on it and turning it around, my producer from The Howling called and said, I want you to star in my next film, which was Cujo,
Ah,
which
your
is
best
my
film.
my
Yes.
favorite film. Thank
My
you.
favorite of yours too.
Thank you.
We're going to watch that tonight, as a matter of fact. I love Cujo. I love Cujo.
Okay, so
Yeah.
anybody that watches Cujo, I just want you to know there were 13 dogs that played Cujo,
Get out of here.
all of them trained to go after toys. So we had to tie their tails down because they were wagging them all the time.
Yes, they were happy.
So no, Danny and I were never afraid of
Oh,
doggies. The
that's good to
hardest
know.
thing about Cujo for me, Vicki, was I couldn't interact with the dogs. I
Oh,
wanted to be loving on them all the time, but they don't listen to the trainer when you do that. So
oh my, wow. Well, that's going to change my perception a little bit.
yeah, you bet.
Thinking about Cujo's tail wagging. I have my Rufus out here whose tail's always wagging. That's wonderful to know. Okay, so it took you 6 months-ish till you okay,
Yeah.
how did you come to know this about how did you come to know this about yourself, and how did you come to this way of shifting it?
Well, Vicki, it's a process. I started working with a homeopathic doctor who did muscle testing. I didn't know what muscle testing was.
Is this kinesthesiology?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Fascinating to
Hmm.
me that your own body could tell you what strengthened you and what weakened you. And then I was uh, led to another homeopathic specialist who worked with a pendulum so that I didn't have to have a partner to muscle test with, which gave me even more freedom. And that,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Did you have to be taught how to use it? Like, did it, how,
sure, but it's very easy. I've got a training on my website if anybody's
wow.
interested, and it's free.
And everybody, I put Dee's website up on Facebook in the liner notes, all over social media, actually, so you can
So let me
access it.
quickly demonstrate.
Okay.
Okay, so you want these 3 fingers
Okay.
holding your pendulum. You want to relax your arm. You want no agenda. See, it's going to yes, because that's a true statement. I'm not moving my hand at all. So I'm going to show me my yes. See, it goes right to what my yes is. You have to establish your own. Show me my no. Goes the opposite way. Show me my maybe. Do you see it start
Wait, what's maybe? I missed maybe.
back and forth?
Oh, okay.
And it starts to shift as soon as you have the thought. It starts to shift. So my name is Dee. Yes. My name is Methuselah. And you have to practice.
And where do you get those?
Well, I have them, or you can order them.
Oh, you sell pendulums. Okay, good to
There's a
know.
lot of places online. I think the heavier pendulums give you a much clearer reading.
And you
But
don't have to have the gift to do this?
what gift?
I don't know.
No, you have to have the intention of bringing in the highest information, the highest truth, and the highest understanding. Because a lot of people, as we've all seen with psychics and readers and stuff in stores, they can pick up pieces of information, but they don't understand the message in the highest way. So,
Okay, so speaking of the
uh,
highest message, we were speaking
the
briefly
highest truth.
the highest truth. We were
Yeah.
speaking right before we came online about the state of the world, which is very scary right now. And
If you let it
if you
be,
let it be. Okay.
it's not scary to me
Well, I'm happy. I'm very happy to
because
hear that.
I know that I create me. The only time you're in fear is when you know you don't have control.
Okay, so Dee, what about the people that are in Florida right now?
What
Right
about
now,
it? What
okay,
about
so
it?
right now, that hurricane is about to hit landfall
Yes.
as we're sitting here. How can those people protect themselves from a natural disaster, from a natural course of
What do
events
they want?
to be
You
safe?
always say to yourself, what do I want? Do I want to stay here and live in fear and go, oh my God, we're going to die, we're going to die, and then wonder why you do? Or do you want to follow what the educated people are telling you? Do this to stay safe while you do your own work. I am always safe and protected in this world. I am always creating the highest good for myself. But you cannot do that if you are in reaction and fear. Whenever you're in reaction, guys, you're out of creation.
Whenever you're in reaction, you're out of creation.
Yes,
I
me.
like that. Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
the other thing is, whatever you want, love it more. You want money? Don't be pissed off that you don't have it. Love money because that sends the vibration of love for money out into the universe. And it's science that energy has to match the vibration that it's picking up. So if you keep sending out, I don't have any money, I don't have any money, the universe cannot bless you with money. When you send out, oh, I love money, I'm making more than enough money doing what I love with people that I love. Now, universe, match that. It will. It does. I promise.
Amazing. Okay, so let's go back to the daily practice, which I did every day for quite some time. So we get up in the morning. Ideally, we do it in the morning. If we get up,
I do it every morning and I do it every night
okay.
as I'm going to sleep.
So take us through it, Dee.
Well, I can tell you what I do.
Okay.
Um, First, I tell my body I love it, and I direct health and wellness. And, you know, a lot of my work originally and still is based on the I am principle. God said, I am that I am. I have to say I'm God if I'm God. So anything you say after I am, you're creating, guys. I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm poor. I don't have enough. Those are all I am statements. So I start with I am love. I am health and wellness and alignment. I am money and success. My home is paid off. And I am making 500,000 this year. I am all injustice brought to justice now. I am, what's the next one? I am divine belonging, and I belong. That was a big one for me.
And what does that mean to you?
It means I belong here. I belong being the masterful creator I am. I belong being 76 and still starring in movies. I belong here. Okay.
You look
I
astoundingly gorgeous, by the way.
thank you. Thank you. I am divine clarity and divine memory. I am divine love and stability and balance, because all energy is striving for balance. I am California and balanced weather and love. I am love and respect for all people and all energy. I am the United States of love and peace, joy and communication, unity, integrity, truthfulness, honor, and clarity.
Wow.
I am the United States of America who loves herself. I am world peace and world joy and world love. I am directing all energy in all dimensions and time and space to create these directions from my heart with me consistently in big ways now and forever. And I invoke the symbol, the formula, the violet flame, the golden light. I am divine love, and it's done.
I love that. What a beautiful.
You know, if you don't think that little OU has any power in the weather, in politics, in your own health, you're very, very mistaken. There's a great book called Power versus Force that you all should read.
I'm
And
writing it
it
down.
says one person in their knowing that resonates with love affects and informs over 7,000 other people.
So what about when there's somebody who is not coming from love, who is in a powerful position, impacting and influencing lots of people? Because that person is not coming from love, do they not ultimately have the power?
That's a great question, because they love what they're doing.
Yes, they do. And you know who I'm talking about. So how
I
does
know
this
a lot
work?
of people who you're talking about. And like the Buddha said, if you have to sue someone on this plane, sue them. Just stay in love when you do it.
Hmm?
Because if they can envelop you in their fear, in their bullying, in their hatred, the people that are following them follow them because that gives them the right to live in those same vibrations. And that means they do not know that they have power and control in their own lives. So, like every dictator and Jim Jones that got everybody to drink the Kool-Aid, and if you're not thinking for yourself and you're not clear about the world you desire to live in, you will go to whomever tells you how to think.
Mhm.
Just like our parents taught us how to think. We'll never have the world we desire personally and on a large scale until we accept the personal responsibility of creating ourselves and loving everything we want to create.
Do you believe, I believe that Kamala does have joy and is filled with love. Do you find that a sincere?
I can tell you that when I watch Kamala, my vibration lifts.
Mhm.
When I watch Mr. Trump, my vibration falls. That's all I have to know.
Can you share the story with everyone that we were talking about before we came on the air about what happened in that workshop you did recently?
Oh, yeah. I was doing my big weekend training, and everybody wanted to know on Saturday who's going to win, who's going to win. And I said, look, I don't get into politics, but everybody wanted to know. So we tested it, and the answer was neither one. And the next day, Biden dropped out.
It gives me goosebumps when you
Yeah,
say this story. Yeah,
yeah.
that bodes
But
well for things.
again, there is no fate, guys. You're creating this. You, every one of us, is creating this. And brain science will tell you when the majority of any energy is focused together, when the majority is focused together on one thing, it gets created.
So what happened? How do we explain then what happened to Hillary? Because we, the majority, chose her, and yet the Electoral College didn't. And
That's a good question. Let's ask. I've never
okay,
asked that. Is that the highest question? Is everybody balanced? Okay. Sheets, book. Give me a movie, Vicki. Any movie that pops in.
any which way but loose.
Okay. That's about clarity. There was not clarity about what we wanted.
Hmm.
And in the confusion of non-clarity, we bought into the hype.
Hmm.
I want to ask, and I've never asked, just so you know, should we get rid of the Electoral College?
Hmm.
Saying that's not the right question. Am I going to a core belief then, this page here? Oh, yeah. The right question is, are you going to be the God of you or not? When you're the God of you and you create what you want, all the other energy, once it hits a majority, will create that. That's why in that long list that I claimed for the United States, the channel stopped me and told me to add clarity.
So can
Because
we,
if you're not clear about what you want, guys, you cannot create it. You can't.
how do we send this loving clarity to the Middle East, to the Ukraine? How do we use this energy to,
Get out of your fear, first of all. Your fear, you're just, oh my God. I can't tell you, I've heard 5 people in the last week go, well, it's World War III. I said, not in my frickin' belief system. Thank you very much. Not what I want. But you see, Boy, all kinds of new shit's coming in here. I love this. There is a belief that war is love.
What?
Look how big. There is a belief that in order to maintain love and civility in this world, we have to go to war. Vicki, how many eons has that been true?
Always.
Always. Dear God, poor Eve picked a frickin' apple. She's paid for it ever since. You know, it's 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 time. I mean, the Romans, the Greeks, that everybody, certainly everybody in the Middle East, thinks there's got to be a war to win. As you believe, it's delivered to you. That's why I take responsibility for claiming what I want for the betterment of this country and this world, because I know what I focus on and love, I put back into the world and affect thousands of other people so that they too can embrace that belief.
So, by the way, if anybody out there has a question for Dee, that she will
Bring it on.
bring it because she loves that and she will answer it. So we were talking before we came on the air, just simple things like losing weight. Explain to us how you don't approach it as opposed to how you do, a healthy way.
You don't ever say what you don't want, guys, because your brain thinks in pictures. When you say, I don't want to weigh this much, your brain sees you weighing that much. I don't want to have cancer. Your brain sees you with cancer.
I don't want to have COVID.
Exactly. I am creating my body at a beautiful, healthy, vivacious 120 pounds. I am aging younger every day. I cannot tell you. People use those frickin' words with me. My God, it's like you're aging younger. They use the very words that I use. If you have a dis-ease, which always starts in your energy, I am, through love, creating a healthy, well, vital body. I love my body.
Because something you're doing that you haven't said yet so far today, which you've said many times to me before, it's important to smile through this process, correct?
Well, yeah,
you are. You're doing it.
I even have a great meditation on my website, and I remind people to smile. Mm-hmm. Because what does that tell your brain? Oh, I like this. This makes me happy, right? So the smile and the love, interchanging vibrations, right? That's why you think of something you love like that. I mean, I think of my dog, unconditional love. I could get down on the floor and probably do love on freedom 10 times a day. For me, as much as for her, right? What?
I was thinking of a question myself, and I'm trying to think of a way to phrase it. Last night we were watching that Kamala did this podcast, and it was like, "Who's your daddy?" or "I'm your daddy." I don't even know what it's called, right?
I haven't listened to it yet.
I haven't either. But this young woman gets something like 5 million downloads a week, and I was sitting there, and it my mouth just dropped because, for me to get anyway.
Oh, no, finish that belief.
Well, yeah, it made me angry because I feel like, and she was kind of like a valley girl. I saw her as kind of a valley girl. And it was like, wait a minute, I have all these incredible conversations with people that are really life-changing to me and to the people that watch them. And it's like, wait a minute, why am I
Well,
on?
let's ask. I
Okay.
think we got to a belief before we went on, didn't we? And I stopped you about money.
We kind of, yeah.
Do you remember what we got to?
Well, we got to the limiting belief that,
Came from your dad.
right, that I don't have the energy, or no, it wasn't the energy,
Wherewithal.
the wherewithal.
Yeah, because you watched your dad go through what? Trying to make money.
Mm-hmm. And failing. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your little girl brain, your little girl within you is fighting the adult you, trying to keep you safe.
Mm.
So, a really huge, simple exercise that I use is meeting your little child in a big empty room with two chairs. And you're on the left side and they're on the right, doesn't really matter. And you continually acknowledge how much you love them and thank them for coming to talk to you, because it can be kind of scary. And say, little Vicki, I know why you believe this. I know why you believe that money means struggle and money's hard. And you kind of feel bad when you think about money, because that's what Daddy showed us. Now, I would like you to let me reparent you in a new belief where we can integrate and work as one unified whole and create lots of money that we love, knowing that we'll do really, really good things with it and it'll be easy and we'll be so happy. All that money. Would you allow me to teach you that? Would you come over and sit on my lap? And they will. They all want to give it up, guys. They all want to give up the fear and the limitation. But they have to know that you're on board and they're not holding you back, because in their belief system, they think they've got to keep you safe by holding on to that belief.
Wow.
It's an amazing exercise and everybody can take yourself through it. I think
Wow.
I do have it on my website, but you can take yourself through it too.
Wow. I'm waiting for somebody to be, come on, don't be chickens. Ask a question, people. You're right here. They're all saying how gorgeous you look and how amazing you are. And they're
Oh, well,
saying,
thank you.
wow. But I'm waiting for the questions. Come on, ask
Yeah,
me your questions.
hey, if anybody has a block and they feel like they can't break through it, I can tell you where it came from and what age and how to turn it around.
Well, I'll tell you the weight
2 minutes.
thing. We talk about this on a daily basis. We call ourselves the COVID crazies because when COVID happened, I went live every day and we kept each other company. And so a lot of us gained weight during COVID, and it's
I
been
didn't,
she didn't.
just saying. So
Well,
what's the belief behind that?
so for
Get
me,
out and walk around the block every day?
I work out every day. It has nothing to do with that. I went
So
on a
why did you
medication.
gain weight? Let's stop.
Okay.
Everybody in your society, or a lot of them, gained weight. Why did everybody gain weight? And of course, it's a belief. We're going to a core belief. This page here, 738. Someone or something has to take my power away, and you let COVID do it.
Mm.
Someone or something has to take my power away. Right now, it's the fear of the hurricane. Whenever you go, oh my God, I'm not in control. I don't manifest my own life. I don't direct my own energy. Somebody or something's going to take that power for you.
Somebody just said, Kate just said, I gained weight after breaking my leg. During COVID, I got lazy. Now I have to get it back.
Get
That's,
what back?
I guess, working out is what
I
she's saying.
asked
She got,
her. No,
what do
that's
you have
not
to
what
get
she
back,
needs.
Kate?
Yeah.
Tell us what you have to get back. For me, I'm back to working out. I'm dieting, but I have not broken through to my normal weight. And I've been doing the things. I'm doing all the right things.
Someone or something always has to take my power away. That's your dad's message, Vicki. And it plays throughout your whole life, money, weight, whatever.
She said her strength. She has to get her strength back, Kate says.
Yes. Okay. So, Kate, my beautiful Kate, everything is energy. You learned that in fifth grade, guys. Everything is energy. There's no good energy, no evil energy. Energy is neutral. Energy must follow the direction it's given. I want you to hear the difference between I am trying to get my strength back. I am strong and vital. You can't be trying to get something and have it at the same time. That's an oxymoron.
She's
Now,
saying here, my muscles are weaker, and I tell myself that I'm lazy.
well, you getting what you want then, aren't you, baby cakes? No, you say and direct your energy toward what you want. I am strong and my muscles are strong and I love you, body. And then you work out and you exercise and you take action around that. But taking action while you're directing your body to be weak, does that make any sense to you?
This is so true. This is so true. I know, like if I drop a couple of pounds and I look in the mirror and I see a little progress and I go, wow, that looks really good. Then I drop a little more. But if I sit there and I go, God, I'm so fat, right? The next day I look fat.
Yes,
It's
because you're
just,
telling your brain what to focus on, and then your
yeah,
brain thinks you want to keep creating that, Vicki.
it's so true. Jim has a really good question here. He says,
Oh,
Dee,
good.
what changed your life to believe what you believe? What happened in your life to cause this, to get you to this place of the
I
belief?
started living it. And it's not enough to hear it or study it. I have people say to me, oh, I've been doing this work for 40 years. I said, then what do you want from me? What do you need me for? Okay. So I started living it. And I said, what the hell? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. So it started, well, I was an English teacher in Kansas. And I said, if I don't get out of here and follow my dream, I'm never going to get out of here.
How did your dream start? What
Oh,
made
when
you want to
I
be?
was born, I was born to act. I've been performing around Kansas City since I was 2 years old. So I said, I'm going to New York to be an actress. Everybody laughed at me. You don't know anybody. Nobody knows you. I said, thanks for sharing. Going anyway.
How old were you when you went to New York?
I didn't even start my career till I was 27. In less than 7 years, I started in ET. I had 6 specialists tell me I would never be able to have a baby. I said, thanks for sharing, gonna make one anyway. Took me 6 years, and she just gave me a beautiful grandson. You can't live other people's limitations.
Is there anything you haven't been able to
Yeah,
manifest for?
the only thing that I really want to do is Broadway. It's the only thing in my life that I have set out And I really haven't committed to it. And I know why. I'm scared I'll go up on the lines.
Wow.
So, I mean, you'd think after 50 years and 350 films, I kind of know I could say my lines, you know. But stage is different. In television and film, you always have that knowledge that if you screw up, you can do it again.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I've been on stage. My God, I did Annie Get Your Gun in Kansas City in front of 4,000 people a night. And that's the second thing. And I know this about myself. It's like been there, done that. Okay, I did it. I showed myself I could do it. Done it. But I haven't done it on Broadway. And that's one thing I'd really like to do.
And you know what? And
Everything else,
it's never too late.
no,
We're going to New
no.
York in 2 weeks. We're going to see Robert Downey Jr. make his Broadway debut. We're
Oh,
going to
yeah?
see that. Yeah.
Great.
And we're going to 5 plays in 7 nights because I
Oh,
live for Broadway. I can't wait to go. But
yeah.
I can see you doing that. But I totally understand the thought. I mean, even now, I'm going to be 69 in 2 weeks, and the thought of learning
God, you
lines
look
is
good.
thank you, is terrifying to me. Getting an agent and having to learn lines, even for these auditions, is like, can I do it? But I did it. I had
Yeah.
3 little
See, and
things.
that's the only, you just got to go do it, guys. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You go, well, it didn't happen that time. Let me tell you, being in the business 50 years, if you book one job out of 30, you're a successful actor.
Mm.
Crazy.
So, do you have a trick? How do you learn your lines? Do you have a thing that you do?
I learned my lines the way I was taught in Charles Conrad's class with absolutely no inflection or meaning. You just learn them like this, and there's a cue, and you learn them like this, and and what that does is then when you get in the moment to say them, you open up a channel, and the character tells you, and it's magic.
Wow.
It's happened in every movie, like the big dinner table in E.T. When I say, well, why don't you tell your father? And he says, I can't, he's in Mexico with Sally. And Mary felt all these tears coming up, and Mary thought, I can't let the kids see me cry. So she got up and left. Stephen came over and said, Dee, why did you leave the table? That wasn't in the script. And I told him what happened. He looked at me and he turned around to his crew and he said, you've got 30 minutes. Build me a wall for the kitchen with a sink with running water in it. So he could take me over to the sink and bring me into that big close up where I say, he hates Mexico.
Oh God.
And
Kate
it
is saying
all
I cried at that scene.
and it all happened because we all trusted the real moment. And
Mm.
I have stories of that from every film I've done.
Wow.
But I have to trust her, and they have to trust me, and I have to trust them to see it, you know? Just like we all have to trust the universe. Let me tell here's another example. Your job is to know what you want and love it and commit to it. The universe will work it out for you better than you would ever be able to. So I was doing a job a month ago and I was having to travel a lot back and forth and back and forth. And I said, you know, I love this job. I love this part. I love the people I'm working with. I don't love the travel. I don't want to go back and forth so much. Work it out. I swear the next day I walked on the set and they came to me and said, we were going to go do all this big work tomorrow, but because of the weather, we can't. Can we move a lot of your work into tomorrow and then you just have to come back at the end of the month?
Wow.
Now, I couldn't know about the weather. I didn't know about the work I
Wow.
had planned, but the universe worked it out perfectly.
That's crazy.
Because if you get all up in it, you can't see the possibilities that are out there that are immeasurable.
Wow. So Dee, are there things that you want that you don't get and you think it, and maybe you don't get them because they're not really your highest good? Is there ever a
No,
contradiction
no, no, no.
that doesn't exist?
God said, I want to give you all the desires of your heart.
Wow.
Not if you're rich, not if you're humble, not if you're under 30, not if you're over 70, right? Not if you're educated. I want to give you all the desires of your heart. He also said, these miracles and more will you do also, but not if you don't accept your power, guys. You know, the one thing that I really want is joy and happiness and financial abundance for my daughter and her family. I cannot create that for them.
No.
Everybody must create for themselves.
Mhm.
And the more I see them and hold them and speak to their energy about what great creators they are, the more I support them in creating themselves.
Mm. So, has there been anything that you've really wanted that you haven't been able to manifest?
No, big boobs.
Well, that would explain you having almost 300 films on your IMDb, screen
Yeah,
credits, which is
yeah,
insane. Just
yeah. It's pretty
11 in
crazy. And I
post-production right
don't
now.
see me letting up at all.
So all this work that you're getting now, we were talking about this before we came on the air. Everybody I know is saying how slow the business is right now, and they're not getting work and they're not getting calls. You've got 11 things in post-production. You're working all the time.
Yeah, but I have no beliefs that you just stated. I have no beliefs in those at all. Everybody said, what do you mean you channel? What is, I said, well, I do. And I've been doing it. And by the way, everybody can do it. All the information is hanging out right here, but you've got to ask. Ask and you receive.
Wow.
I am a clear channel with the highest understanding of the highest information. Anytime I do work, that's my direction to
And
my,
so no health issues have befallen you that you haven't.
sure. And I just keep creating perfect health. My everybody in my family has experienced essential tremors. My maternal father had Parkinson's, which is in the same house.
My beau has
My,
Parkinson's.
your who?
My boyfriend.
Uh-huh. Well, we should do some work on that. My mother had essential tremors. Both my brothers had essential tremors to the point where they couldn't function in their lives.
And they knew
I have
because they
essential,
thought he had essential tremors, and then it was diagnosed that he had Parkinson's. So they're sure that your mother and brothers didn't.
well, you know, they don't really have clear diagnosis for Parkinson's. You know that, right? No, they don't. Most doctors will tell you that. Well, it appears these are the markers we use.
Right.
Okay. So I'm saying to everybody out there, just like you'll never have a baby, Dee, how do you want to define yourself? They're telling me I have essential tremors. Can you see them?
Mm-mm.
So I have them, but they don't affect me because I don't say I am the God of Dee Wallace who has essential tremors.
Well, how did they ever see them?
Well, I saw them. And
And and then you just did the work on it.
yeah, and that doesn't mean, when especially this hand, when I put it up to my face, you can see it a little bit, but it doesn't affect my life unless I allow myself to start focusing. Whatever you focus on, guys,
Mm.
you create more of.
Wow.
A long time ago, they told me I had some kind of autoimmune.
We both have it, Hashimoto's, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
never had a sign of it, never had a problem with it. I just
Mhm.
said, yeah, fine. If that's the label you want to put on my medical thing, I'm not buying into it. Never, ever any of the signs from it.
Me either.
But we're taught as soon as we start to get sick in any way, oh, who can I go to? Who's going to help me? Who's going to cure me? We never go to ourselves first. And I'm telling you, you have to do your own work. Physician, heal thyself. And then you magnetize to you the people that can help you the most, while you are directing your body to be the state of health that you want.
Okay, now wait, I interrupted you. You started to say your mother had essential tremors, your brother had essential tremors, and then you said somebody was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Who was the
My
person
maternal grandfather had Parkinson's.
who had Parkinson's?
Yeah.
But you're not convinced that that's a legitimate
Well, I can
diagnosis?
look, they'll tell you.
Mhm.
They really do not have a specific way to diagnose Parkinson's. They know what some of the mannerisms are.
Mhm.
So let's just energetically, I'm demanding that information in the highest way with the highest understanding right now. What is the energetic cause behind Parkinson's? That the highest question? Yes. Sheets. Book, give me a song, any song that pops in, Vicki.
Lay, lady, lay.
Lay across my big brass bed. I need the words.
Yeah, I don't have them. I don't know. That just came to me. I don't know
Can
why.
you
It
pull
just,
them up? Do you know how to pull them up while
yeah,
we're on the
sure.
air?
Sure.
Because as soon as I hear the words I need, I'll know.
Sure.
See, this is how I want everybody to understand this is how your subconscious works. When I ask for a song or a movie, whatever it pops in, your sub
Okay, lay, lady, lay, lay across my big brass bed. Lay, lady, lay, lay across. Whatever colors you have in your mind, I'll show them to you and you'll see them shine.
okay, stop.
Okay.
Whatever colors you have in your mind, that's exactly what so the belief, energetic belief behind his Parkinson's that comes from his dad, 0 through 5, 5 through 10, around 7 years old, is this page here, 22, 23. Those words are the highest and most correct. When I'm loved, I am depressed.
What?
When I am loved, I am depressed. I don't have the right to be loved so much. So, wow, Jesus, this is the highest understanding. Hold on, I just want to make sure everybody's balanced. I'm getting the highest information. The biggest energetic cause behind Parkinson's is that we are suppressing the love for ourselves. It's a true statement that the more you give yourself permission to love yourself, the more your entire body comes back into balance.
Wow.
That's something we had not touched on, that self-love, it's really the center of what I teach.
Wow.
I end all my shows, which by the way, I have a show on every Sunday morning, free call in. You can ask the channel anything, and I do mean anything, 9 a.m. Pacific time. But I end every show, we all say, I love me, and I love me, and I love me even more because I know that's what it's all about.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
a good thing to leave everybody with. Wow.
That's so powerful. Dee, I love you, and I am so grateful to have you in my life. And you've taught me so much. And you you give a lot to this world. And
Thank you.
not just this way, but your film. We didn't even talk about your films, but
Oh, I'd rather talk about this stuff. This is life-changing stuff, you know?
it is. And you're a life changer and a game changer, and I adore you. And thank you so much for coming to visit us again, Grandma.
I'm wearing it proudly, baby.
I love it. You're wearing it well.
It was
I hope
so
to see you
great to be
soon.
with you all. Thank you, Vicki, for creating this.
Thank you so much, Dee. Love to Gabrielle.